The 1960s, a decade that brought us some of the most iconic muscle cars ever built. When you think of muscle cars, you think of raw power, brutal acceleration, and those legendary V8 engines that shook the streets. These cars weren't just about getting from point A to point B, they were about domination. Today, we're taking a ride through history to uncover the most powerful muscle cars of the 1960s that turned heads, burned rubber, and forever changed the landscape of American automotive performance. Hold on tight because these beasts are about to break loose. 1969 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, the unmatched big block beast. When Chevrolet unleashed the 1969 Camaro ZL1, it did so with a vengeance. Equipped with the ZL1 427 V8 engine, this car wasn't just another muscle car, it was a track-ready monster. With 430 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque, it could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.4 seconds, a staggering time for its era. The Camaro ZL1 was engineered for drag racing and built to deliver insane power and torque on demand, making it one of the most powerful and sought-after muscle cars of its time. But what made the ZL1 Camaro even more legendary was its lightweight construction. The engine was placed into a special aluminum block version of the 427 cubic inch big block V8, drastically reducing weight while maintaining all the horsepower. This allowed the Camaro ZL1 to accelerate faster than most of its competitors while offering unmatched handling on both the road and the track. At the time, this muscle car was a game changer. Though only a small number of ZL1 Camaros were built, their legacy has remained as one of the finest examples of raw muscle performance. Today, this car is revered by collectors and muscle car enthusiasts alike for its rare combination of power, performance, and engineering. In conclusion, the 1969 Camaro ZL1 wasn't just a muscle car, it was a milestone in Chevrolet's performance history. With a powerhouse engine and an aggressive design, this car helped set the stage for muscle car dominance. 1969 Dodge Charger RT 426 Hemi, the king of the streets. The 1969 Dodge Charger RT 426 Hemi is nothing short of legendary. Under the hood of this American icon sat the infamous 426 cubic inch Hemi V8 engine, producing a mind-blowing 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. This engine made the Charger RT one of the fastest, most ferocious muscle cars to ever hit the streets. When people think of classic muscle car power, the Charger RT Hemi is the first car that comes to mind. What makes the 426 Hemi so special? Known for its high compression design and two 4-barrel carburetors, the engine was designed for maximum output with remarkable efficiency. It wasn't just about big horsepower, it was about creating an engine that could produce massive torque, making it the perfect choice for street racing and drag strip domination. The 1969 Charger RT with the 426 Hemi engine could easily crush 0 to 60 mile/hour times in under 6 seconds, phenomenal for its time. Its aggressive styling and menacing sound made it one of the most feared vehicles on the road, and its performance proved why it was the go-to choice for muscle car fans and racers alike. Despite the fact that only a limited number of Charger RT Hemi models were produced due to the engine's high cost, those who got their hands on one were able to experience a driving experience that was unlike anything else. Even today, the 426 Hemi is still regarded as one of the most powerful and iconic engines in muscle car history. The Dodge Charger RT 426 Hemi remains a symbol of muscle car power, blending raw performance with aggressive style and unmatched engine performance. 1965 Pontiac GTO, the muscle car that started it all. When the Pontiac GTO hit the streets in 1965, it completely changed the game. Powered by a 389 cubic inch V8 engine, the GTO produced 325 horsepower and 428 pound-feet of torque. While these numbers may not seem as extreme by today's standards, the 1965 GTO was a revolutionary car that effectively kicked off the muscle car era. The combination of performance, affordability, and bold design made the GTO an instant sensation. What made the GTO stand out was its ability to provide high-performance driving at an affordable price point. It wasn't just about horsepower, it was about being able to dominate the road without breaking the bank. With a tri-power carburetor setup, the engine could efficiently deliver power and torque, offering fast acceleration and exhilarating top speeds that shocked the muscle car market. The GTO was an absolute hit, and it wasn't long before it became the benchmark for muscle cars everywhere. It inspired an entire generation of muscle cars, and its success led to the development of countless others in the following years. Even today, the Pontiac GTO is remembered as the car that truly brought muscle cars into the mainstream. The 1965 GTO may not have had the highest horsepower or the largest engine, but it had something more important. It had the spirit of a muscle car, a car built for performance, style, and unrelenting speed. 1967 Shelby GT500, the Super Snake. The 1967 Shelby GT500 is one of the most iconic muscle cars ever built, and it's easy to see why. Powered by a 428 cubic inch V8 engine, the GT500 pumped out 355 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque. But it wasn't just about raw horsepower. Shelby added supercharging to the mix, giving this car the kind of explosive acceleration that would make it a legend in the muscle car world. Designed by the legendary Carroll Shelby, the 1967 GT500 was a performance masterpiece. The supercharged engine not only provided relentless power, but also a truly aggressive sound that made it one of the loudest and most feared cars on the road. The GT500 would go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.5 seconds, an astonishing feat for its time. What made the GT500 so special wasn't just the performance, it was the unique blend of engineering and style. The car's aerodynamic body, aggressive stance, and signature racing stripes made it a head-turner wherever it went. More than just a muscle car, the Shelby GT500 was a racing machine that left its mark on both the street and the track. Today, the 1967 Shelby GT500 is one of the most coveted muscle cars in history. Its combination of supercharged power, exquisite styling, and unforgettable performance has made it a true collector's gem. Whether on the track or in a car show, the GT500 still commands respect. The 1969 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray L88, a big block beast. The 1969 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray L88 is the epitome of American performance engineering. With a 427 cubic inch V8 engine under the hood, the Stingray L88 produced a staggering 430 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. But this car wasn't just built for show, it was built to dominate the track, and it did just that. The L88 engine was designed specifically for racing, with a special high-lift camshaft, a higher compression ratio, and an aluminum intake manifold to ensure maximum performance. The Stingray L88 was capable of reaching 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.6 seconds, an unheard-of time in 1969. The L88 was one of the fastest production cars of its era, and it wasn't just about straight-line speed. The car was engineered to handle corners and deliver performance on every inch of road, making it a true performance machine in every sense of the word. Though only a handful of L88 Corvettes were produced, they remain one of the most coveted and powerful muscle cars in the world. The combination of high-output power, lightweight design, and track-ready capabilities made the Stingray L88 one of the most formidable cars ever built. Even today, the 1969 Corvette Stingray L88 holds a legendary status. It's a collector's dream, a performance icon, and a symbol of what Chevrolet was capable of achieving in the muscle car era. 1966 Ford Fairlane 427 R Code, the underestimated king. The 1966 Ford Fairlane 427 R Code is one of the hidden gems of the muscle car world. When you think of muscle cars, the Ford Fairlane might not be the first car that comes to mind. But don't let that fool you. Under the hood of this unsuspecting sedan lay the mighty 427 cubic inch V8, producing 425 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. This engine made the Fairlane 427 R Code one of the most powerful sedans of its era. What makes the Fairlane 427 R Code so special is the fact that it was built for performance while still maintaining the practicality of a full-size sedan. While many muscle cars of the time were focused solely on performance, the Fairlane 427 R Code blended power with everyday usability. The engine's high-output design, paired with its 4-speed manual transmission, ensured that the Fairlane was just as capable on the street as it was on the track. The Fairlane 427 R Code was fast, reaching 0 to 60 miles per hour in just under 6 seconds, which was impressive for a car of its size and weight. It was a true sleeper, a muscle car hidden in plain sight. Its sleek styling and minimalist design meant that only those in the know understood just how much power this car could unleash. Though it didn't have the widespread fame of other muscle cars like the Mustang or Chevelle, the Fairlane 427R code was a force to be reckoned with on the road and in racing circles. It's one of those muscle cars that collectors and enthusiasts prize for its combination of power, performance, and underrated design. The 1966 Ford Fairlane 427R code is a reminder that sometimes the best things come when you least expect it. It's a sleeper with enough muscle to leave even the most powerful cars of the time in the dust. 1968 Plymouth Roadrunner 426 Hemi, a no-nonsense powerhouse. The 1968 Plymouth Roadrunner 426 Hemi is a car that took no prisoners. Powered by the legendary 426 Hemi V8, this muscle car was built to deliver sheer power and raw performance, without any of the extra frills. With 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque, the 426 Hemi was a true giant of its era, capable of dominating both the street and the drag strip. The Roadrunner 426 Hemi had more than just power, it was also incredibly affordable for muscle car buyers at the time. Plymouth designed this car to offer the highest possible performance at a competitive price, making it a popular choice among enthusiasts who wanted to experience pure power without paying top dollar for a high-end car. The 426 Hemi engine was a big block V8 known for its intense power delivery, making the Roadrunner a top contender in the muscle car wars. The car's performance was nothing short of amazing, able to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.3 seconds. The Roadrunner 426 Hemi also featured the signature exhaust note and aggressive styling that made it an unmistakable presence on the road. And with its lightweight build, it had the agility to take on corners just as well as it could crush straight-line speed. Despite being a no-frills, high-performance machine, the Roadrunner 426 Hemi is one of the most revered muscle cars in history. Its blend of brute force, affordability, and style made it a true icon of the late 60s muscle car era. The 1968 Plymouth Roadrunner 426 Hemi may have been all about power, but it was also a reminder that muscle cars didn't need to be fancy, they just had to perform, and perform they did. The 1960s were a golden era for muscle cars, and these powerhouses have left an indelible mark on automotive history. These cars weren't just about speed, they were about attitude, performance, and style that changed the game forever. These muscle cars pushed the boundaries of what was possible and defined an era. Which one is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more revved up content coming your way. Stay tuned for more legends.